For more news on the starting pitching market, our Joel Sherman first to report that the New York Mets and Clay Holmes have come to an agreement on a 3-year, $38 million deal. Jeff Passan adding that it has an opt-out after the second year. Now, the last time Clay Holmes was a starting pitcher was way back in 2018 with the Pittsburgh Pirates. 4 starts, 14 runs, and 15 innings. Obviously, since then, when he moved to the Yankees, he became one of the best relievers in Major League Baseball. For more, let's bring in Anthony DiComo, who covers the New York Mets for MLB.com. Anthony, your reaction to this move, Holmes going to the Mets?
Well, Robert, I'm not sure this was the Yankee moving to Queens move that people were anticipating this weekend. And yet here we are. I think it's a super interesting one. You're seeing this trend around baseball now, really starting probably with Seth Lugo, a former Met, but also Michael King last season. You're seeing guys who were really standout relievers, and teams are saying, this could work in the rotation. A guy like Holmes, obviously a sinker baller and a well-renowned one, but he's a 3-pitch pitcher. He's been a 3-pitch pitcher. He throws that 2 distinct breaking balls, the slider and the sweeper. Threw that about 50% of the time last year. So you could certainly extrapolate that and see how it would work in a rotation. And for the Mets, it's the exact type of guy they've been looking for, because this is not a Mets team or a Mets front office that loves the idea of going out and spending 5, 6, 7 years on a starting pitcher. So who can they get on shorter term deals? They did it earlier this week with Frankie Montas, given his injury history and inconsistencies. And Clay Holmes came cheaper than an established starter would, because he's not an established starter.
And Anthony, I mentioned his brief time as a starter. The numbers aren't great for the naysayers out there that look at that and draw some sort of conclusion. You would say what?
I would say, frankly, Robert, we don't know, because we haven't seen it since 2018, as you said. He did obviously come up as a starting pitcher. He was a starter throughout his minor league career, but for all intents and purposes, in the big leagues the last 6, 7 years, he has been a reliever. So will it work? I can't sit here and tell you it will. All I can tell you is that he has the tools to do it. And I think, again, teams are looking around the league and seeing that this has been working in other situations. And I'll point to Seth Lugo and Michael King again, 2 New York-based examples of guys where it did work. The Mets do know, obviously, that Holmes can pitch effectively in New York, which is a tough market for anyone to just hop into. So I understand all the reasons why they have confidence. Will it work? We'll see, but it definitely is an intriguing challenge.
That's Anthony DiComo covering the Mets for MLB.com with the latest. Holmes from the Yankees to the Mets.